Browns, and today we're going to be going over what I believe is going to happen in the 2024 NFL playoffs. And after yesterday's slate of games, it is going to be a very interesting few weeks going into the Super Bowl. Now we have all the teams set here, and I'm just going to go through who I believe is going to make the next round and the conference champions and the Super Bowl. So just getting into it, given that the 49ers are in the divisional round, it's going to be interesting seeing who ends up getting paired up with the 49ers. But the first matchup, Eagles and Buccaneers, given how the Eagles are in a really good stretch, Jalen Hurts got hurt in last game, even though it's nothing serious. Playing against the Buccaneers, given that they won their division in the most weirdest way and most NFC South way as possible, I think that the Buccaneers have a shot to upset the Eagles just solely because of how chaotic this season has been. And overall, the Eagles aren't good, given that they have a Matt Patricia-led defense now, and that kind of set them back so many years. Yeah, I just don't trust the Eagles, and their offense has stagnated. Sirianni is not calling that well of plays. The whole fan base is turning already against the Eagles, and yeah, they've lost. They went 1-5 in their last 6 games of the season when starting 10-1. So give me the Buccaneers for the first matchup. Now this is a crazy scripted matchup against the Jared Goff, former Rams-led Detroit Lions, versus the Matthew Stafford, former Detroit Lion-led Rams. This is going to be one of the craziest games I've seen in a minute. Because both these teams benefited from that trade a couple of years ago where it sent Stafford and Jared Goff to their various teams, respective teams. And it's kind of hard to say because the Lions have an defense right now. They've let up too much points even to the Vikings. Their defense is kind of in shambles right now, but they're still winning games with their offense. And while Dan Campbell makes some boneheaded decisions down in clutch time, I don't know, because the Rams are a very dangerous team to play. They're a 6th seed, but they're a very, very good 6th seed. Puka Nakua's going off. Everyone is falling into place. Stafford is getting into his form for the playoffs. I think this is going to be a very close game. And I just feel like the Lions are just a little bit inexperienced. And Matthew Stafford is going to get the last laugh of this game. And then the dreaded matchup between the Packers, who the Bears lost to yesterday, and the Dallas Cowboys. And this, for a lot of Packers fans and mainly Dallas fans, brings back a lot of bad memories for specifically Cowboys fans, given that they lost to an Aaron Rodgers-led Packers team in the playoffs probably a bunch of years back. And yeah, this is just deja vu all over again. So who do I think will win this? It's hard because Jordan Love has been playing lights out football. The team as a whole has been playing really well, even though Joe Barry has a very garbage defensive scheme sometimes. These last 2 weeks, he's actually proven to put up a good fight against a lot of good teams. Because the Bears before this week had a solid offense, and they were able to beat a top 10 defense in the Atlanta Falcons, and they were able to nullify Justin Fields and that offense completely. Even though I will say it was gutsy, but I digress. So I want the Cowboys to win, and I really think they could, because I feel like given that the Packers are the youngest team to enter the playoffs in NFL history, I think the Cowboys could win this. Give me the Cowboys. Moving on to the divisional round. Unfortunately, it's a lesser of two evils at this point for me. All right. Texans Browns, another matchup that's been kind of scripted, where Browns got traded for Deshaun Watson, and then Texans got the C.J. Stroud from the Browns pick. Oh, this is gonna be tough, but I still believe that Joe Flacco and the Browns are just an insanely stacked defense. So I'll give you the Browns for them, and that moving to the next round. Chiefs Dolphins, Tyreek Hill's first time back in Arrowhead. It's gonna be a very nice game. I feel like everything is just scripted to make it like the most interesting wild card round of all time. And it's hard to say because both these teams have kind of like sputtered a lot throughout the season. Chiefs aren't playing their best football. The Dolphins aren't either, but like they're still managing. They're still like not able to beat teams above 500. So I'm just gonna give it for the experience. The Chiefs are gonna move on. I just don't believe in the Dolphins right now, even though they were able to win against the Cowboys. It's the NFC. So AFC wise, I think the Chiefs have them beat. Steelers and Bills. I want to say Bills just because it seems like the most easiest pick, but the Steelers are just that kind of team that like no matter what you do throughout the season to get rid of them, they will find a way to claw into the playoffs. Thanks to Mike Tomlin and his inability to have a losing season. Bills have been the most consistent team, but they are pretty much one of the best teams in the NFL right now. So I'm gonna say Bills just because I think it's just slated to have this upcoming matchup, which I'll get into later. The Rams 49ers, the 49ers seem to have the best team. Like, give me the 49ers. They're going to move to the NFC Championship. Buccaneers, Cowboys. I think the Buccaneers are going to have a tough time against this Cowboys defense. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments below. But I think that the Buccaneers played the Cowboys and lost. Not 100% sure. But given that, Baker Mayfield is still pretty decent. The defense for the Buccaneers is alright. But against the Cowboys defense, oh my gosh, I hate to say it. Oh my gosh, this is rough because the Cowboys are going to move on and it's going to be bad. But give me the Cowboys, I guess, in the the conference championship. Then Chiefs Bills. This is going to be another rematch again. Hopefully, there's no coin toss, but I think the Bills get their get back this time. I feel like the Bills really do get their get back in the playoffs against the Chiefs, so they're gonna move on. This is okay for the Ravens specifically. This is the team that they do not want to face in the next round because the Browns are a very scrappy team. They are very good at defense and they will claw at wins because Kevin Stefanski is really good at calling plays and given Joe Flacco's experience. And especially against the Ravens, he wants that. This is just a revenge game for Joe Flacco. But at the end of the day, the Ravens are really good. Like, it's hard to say that the Ravens could lose to the Browns, but it's also hard to say the Browns could lose to the Ravens. So it's kind of like a 50-50 here. But the safe pick is definitely going to be the Ravens. But I'm really rooting for the Browns. Because it's like that story of like Joe Flacco off the couch into the NFL again and he's 38 years old and essentially has a chance to go make a deep run and go to the Super Bowl with this team because this team is set around him to be good and they're just a quarterback away at that point. I don't know. I feel like it's a toss up, but I'm still gonna go Ravens because that's just the safer pick in that sense. Will I be surprised if the Browns move on? Probably not. I'm not going to be surprised. But Ravens should win. Their team is just slightly better. And they should have no problem. But never know. Cowboys 49ers. The Niners just have the Cowboys number at this point. It's hard to say. But because the fact that Cowboys made it this far. And I feel like given that this is like the trajectory, like I don't think that it's going to be that difficult. Like it's going to be their toughest test. This is going to be their toughest test. They got absolutely demolished early in the season to the 49ers, and I think that continues. So, because the 49ers know how to defend the Cowboys and how to beat the Cowboys. But, yeah, so the 49ers make the Super Bowl for the first time since 2019. And then Bills, Ravens. Ravens are just a better team. Will it be the first time we see 2 first seeds? Maybe. I don't know. Because the playoffs are a weird place. Like, it's hard to say who will move on and who won't. But, yeah. The 49ers versus Ravens. This is gonna be... okay, the Ravens absolutely blew the doors off the 49ers. And will that happen a second time? That's very debatable. I don't know. Like, it all depends on how Shanahan schemes for Brock Purdy. And the thing is, Brock Purdy or the 49ers offense as a whole if they're down in the fourth quarter, they essentially lose the game. And given that they had that issue against the Ravens, they just couldn't recover. And the Ravens, on the other hand, I think this is going to be Lamar Jackson's biggest test, in the sense where he's going to be in the Super Bowl. He took this team to the Super Bowl. And yeah, I don't know. This is going to be a tough one. I feel like it's also another toss-up. But I think that I believe that the Ravens could win the Super Bowl. And let's see, actually, because I'm just gonna look back, because everything's been fine. Because in terms of upsets, I see only the Rams upsetting the Lions, the Browns upsetting the Texans, even though like the Texans are a pretty young team. Who else? In terms of the second round, no upsets really. Third round, no upsets. Final round, no upsets. I mean, really hard to have an upset against a 1 seed and 1 seed. Yeah, this is my first initial prediction. I mean, I could probably make another video on like my final prediction on what I'm gonna believe, because we have another whole week left. But as it stands right now, I think that the Ravens have the best shot. They have the best team in the NFL right now to go all the way and win a Super Bowl. And the expectation should be that they win the Super Bowl. The only dark horse team I'd say that has a chance is also the Browns. The Browns have a really good chance. And then the 49ers, obviously. I think this is a very toss-up game. But given the health of the 49ers. But Browns could make the Super Bowl. I wouldn't be surprised. And yeah, guys. So this is what my final prediction is. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think as well. Am I wrong? Who do you think should be in the Super Bowl? Who should make the next round? You tell me down in the comments below. And as always, this has been Sobak Sports. Thank you guys so much for watching these videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.